Welcome, friends. Ever followed instructions so well that it completely ruined someone's plan? Yes, too. This is malicious compliance, where obeying orders has never been so satisfying. Several years ago, I worked as a temp in the HR department of a major newspaper. Around that time, the company had taken over many of the assets from another large paper that had just gone out of business. It was tough watching so many people from the closed paper come in, hoping to land a position at the new one. You could feel how hard it was for them. Some looked defeated, others just determined to start fresh. My job was pretty straightforward: collect applications, hand out job resources, and direct people to where they could apply for benefits. One morning, my supervisor, Larry, noticed me waiting outside before the building opened. He asked why I was there so early. I explained that it was because of the bus schedule. I could either show up very early or 90 minutes late, so I chose early. Larry didn't miss a beat. He adjusted my schedule so I could officially start and finish earlier. It worked out great. I got a lot done before the office got busy, and another temp came in during the afternoon to cover the rest. Everything flowed smoothly. Larry even extended my contract from 6 weeks to 6 months, and he hoped to make me permanent. Though, that would take some extra steps. Then came the issue. Larry sent out a memo about my new schedule, and his manager, Jack, didn't like it. He told Larry that making schedule exceptions wasn't allowed, and that I'd either have to work the standard hours or be replaced. No flexibility. The next day, Larry let me know what had happened. He asked if there was any way I could get a ride in the mornings to avoid being too early. I tried, but I couldn't find one. So he said, "Okay, just keep coming in early, but don't clock in until your regular time. And if you can, stay later in the afternoon and clock out then." I agreed, even though it meant longer waits in the evening for the bus. On my first day following the new routine, Jack came over and asked me to make some photocopies. Before I could say anything, Larry stepped in and said, "She is not on the clock yet. She will do it after she clocks in." Between her regular duties, Jack pushed back, saying I was physically there, so I could work. But Larry calmly replied, "You said no schedule adjustments. She's not on the clock. That was your rule." Jack wasn't happy. He called Larry into his office, and I could hear their voices behind the door. I kept my head down, reading a book and watching the clock. Just before it was time for me to officially start, Larry came out and said, "Effective today, you're back on your original schedule." I smiled, clocked in, and got to work. Eventually, Larry rose through the ranks and ended up taking over Jack's position. I've worked under a lot of managers since then, but I'll always remember Larry. He looked out for his people and stood his ground when it mattered. We definitely need more bosses like him. There you have it, folks. Malicious compliance where sharp minds meet dumb rules. It is not rebellion. It is strategic obedience. With a side of sass, because sometimes following orders too well is the best way to take control. If you liked the video, please like, follow, or subscribe. I'll be creating more content like this in the future. Until next time.